Now that we've set up all the content in our Touchfolio theme and used all the features that you see on the front end, it's time to take a quick look at the theme options that come with this theme, because like with everything else in Touchfolio, they're quite different from other themes. To get to the theme options, we'll go to the dashboard, and here we have a new option with a white rabbit on it called Touchfolio. When you open this, you get to the Touchfolio panel. And from here, you have General Settings and Gallery Settings. Under General Settings, you can upload a custom logo to replace the title of the site if you want to. It has to be 97 pixels by 16 pixels tall if you want that to work properly. And if you do, it'll replace this title right up here. You can also add tracking code for the theme. So this is if you don't use a specific plugin to add Google Analytics tracking code. I recommend using a plugin to do this because then it's not theme specific and you won't lose it if you decide to switch out of the theme. You can also add a favicon. A favicon is that little icon that appears next to the name of your site when people visit it. If you want to generate a favicon with your own logo, I recommend you use a service called Xicon Editor. This is a great service where you can either draw an image yourself or upload one, and then the service will create different icons in different sizes. And in this case, you want a 16 by 16 icon. You download it onto your computer, and then you can use this function to upload it to the Touchfolio theme, and it'll appear here, just like you see the X for the Xicon Editor appear. Below that, you have the footer text, where you can put in your own footer text if you want to. You can also add custom Google Fonts code, so you can use a different font from the default font in the theme. This requires in-depth understanding of how the Google Fonts libraries work, so it's a bit more advanced, but you can experiment with it. And on the topic of style, you can also add a custom less skin file. This is a very advanced option, and you really need to know what you're doing. So if you want to do this, you need to go check out the documentation for this theme on the theme website. The last option allows you to add a Facebook admin ID. The reason why you would want to add your Facebook admin ID to the site is so that Facebook can track the sharing that's happening on your site. This is not something you have to do, and it's not even something you have to do if you have a Facebook page, but it's something you may want to experiment with. If you make any changes to the settings, remember to click Save All Changes after making them. And if you're not happy with the changes you make, you can always go and click Reset All Options. Now these are the general settings. In addition, you have the gallery settings. The gallery settings are global settings that apply to all the galleries on the site. You can set a default background color, you can set a default background pattern, and you can also set default image scale modes. That's where you decide whether or not the image should fit in the area, that is scaling it down. If it should fill the area, that means scaling it up so it fills everything. Or if it should not scale, so that no matter what size it is, it will always display in the original size. You can also set the default gallery image size. This hooks into the standard WordPress image sizes. You can use large, medium, or any other image size type. And finally, you can set whether or not you want the project descriptions to open automatically when you go to a gallery. So if you go to the front page here and you open a gallery, you'll see that the project description opens automatically. But if we turn this off and save all changes and reload this page, you'll see that the description does not open automatically, and you have to click on it to see the text. You can experiment with both and see what works best for you and the people who visit your site.